baby, you are gonna go broke showing turkeys like these.
It's turkey time. Gobble, gobble.
Hey listeners, Movie Miss here, and this is a Season 3 2023 thank yous and wrap up episode. First and foremost, I want to say doing this podcast has been an absolute joy and bright spot in my life, and even though time constraints get the best of all of us, I'm still going to put forth effort to get you as many episodes out as we can on the regular feed and on our Patreon in the coming year. There will be a season 4. It's going to begin in February. I don't know at the moment, unfortunately, how many episodes we're going to be able to bring to you. Our goal is every other week for the main feed and for the Patreon, which, if you need a reminder, it's patreon.com/Let's Talk Turkeys, all one word. It's an affordable tier. It's $3 a month, and you get all of our back catalog content as well as exclusive Patreon content that will not be available on this main feed here. So all of that said, I want to dive into a thank you portion. This is a thank you first and foremost to my current co-host, Drive-In Dave. We had an amazing season 3. We had so many laughs, so many good episodes. We went from Ninja Turtles to He-Man to Darkman, which was very polarizing and such a fun conversation to have. From The Relic to Mortal Kombat to Strange Wilderness. We covered Rawhead Rex. Another polarizing one was Nope. Boy, was that one a hoot. We went from The First Power to his birthday pick, which was a non-turkey Beverly Hills Cop. We also had a mammoth undertaking with ranking the entire Halloween film franchise. Man, that one was a big undertaking and it was so much fun. And of course, we wrapped up the year with Polar Express, a holiday film, which I still stand by is extremely terrifying and frightening for small children. Now, Dave has been with me since season 2. He was a guest on, I want to say, 3 episodes that year. I had him on for Godzilla, the Matthew Broderick movie, The Unnameable, an H.P. Lovecraft cheesy horror film from the 80s, and Pumpkinhead, I believe, was his last official guest host before he became regular co-host. So he's been with me for a while. It's been an absolute delight, an absolute pleasure. I'm hoping you're enjoying his presence on the show, us working together. We're looking forward to bringing you more content and working together for season 4 in 2024. Now, this wouldn't be a complete thank you episode if I didn't also thank my husband, Mike, for joining me on our Valentine's episode last year, which was So I Married an Axe Murderer, which is one of the films that, when we were first dating, the first couple months we were dating, and I was at his house looking through his movie collection, his physical media, because that's a very big deal to me. And he had Waiting for Guffman, the Christopher Guest movie, if any of you are familiar with that. That jumped out at me, and Best in Show, of course, and So I Married an Axe Murderer. And I thought, oh my God, not only does this man have the same sense of humor I have, he loves the same movies I love, so much so that he bought them and had to have them in his physical media collection. So of course we had to cover it on the show. I had to talk to him about that movie because it's a connecting movie for us. Also, season 3, we covered, Dave and I, The Stuff, because it was suggested to us. It was a first time watch for both of us when we had a guest spot on the Horror Humor Hunger podcast with Viggy Parhampton. She had mentioned The Stuff and we thought, that sounds like one for the show. And boy, was she right. So we covered that. That was a real treat. So thank you to her for bringing that up. We were lucky enough to guest spot on Bad Movies We Love with Nick from the Scheist Podcast Network. We did An American Werewolf in Paris on his show. And then I also hopped on his show solo and covered Congo. Now, he was the key reason that I made a connection with somebody else who's been important to the show. That would be Nick's Eclipse of the Cinema Shit Show podcast. Nick's and his co-host for Cinema Shit Show, Obi Ben Shinobi, they had me on their show to cover Monster Dog, the Alice Cooper film from the 80s, which is one of the most bananas things I've ever seen in my life. We laughed and had the best time. So please go check out my episode where I was on Cinema Shit Show with them talking Monster Dog. So thank you to them for that. But I also had Nix on our show. You may be familiar with the Friday the 13th franchise ranking episodes. So that's Nix from Cinema Shit Show who took that massive undertaking with me. And boy, did he have so much knowledge, and we just laughed and laughed. And I wish I could have included all of the recording that we did, because we went, gosh, I want to say 7 hours recording everything. And I whittled it down to the, the two episodes that are available in the feed. That was a blast. That was so much fun. So thank you, Nix, for that. Dave and I also offered in season 3 our very first attempt at a commentary episode. We covered Scooby-Doo, the live action film with Sarah Michelle Gellar and Freddie Prinze and Matthew Lillard. That allowed us to get comfortable and made us realize we enjoy that format, which is why we offer commentaries on our Patreon. Last year we offered, when we just started the Patreon toward the end of the year, so we offered A Muppet Christmas Carol and Jaws the Revenge commentaries. Those are on patreon.com/letstalkturkeys. I also need to throw a shout out, a huge thank you to the fellas in the UK at the VHS Abyss podcast. They were on our show and we covered Silver Bullet, the amazing Gary Busey, Corey Haim film from the 80s based on a Stephen King novella. They are an absolute riot. You've got to check them out. They do the mammoth undertaking themselves of pitting movies head to head. At least that was their format for season 1, what they've already put out. They're an absolute blast to listen to, and I look forward to collaborating with them in the future for season 4. I also want to shout out Miss Nikki Flicks, who was my co-host from the conception of the show through, I want to say, 3 or 4 episodes into season 2. And then she had to take her leave to go do other things, which I fully respect and am fine with. But she came back for our season 3 Halloween special, Children of the Corn 2, with bloated Joseph Bologna. Oh my gosh, did we laugh so much during that episode. All of the episodes with Nikki Flicks, like I keep saying, are available over on the Patreon. If you ever missed any with her, or you just want to re-listen, they're all available over there. Thank you so much, Nikki, for coming back for Children of the Corn 2, our Halloween special. There are going to be more episodes in season 4 with Nikki Flicks. She has expressed an interest in coming back for more episodes, and I am super, super excited to say that we are collaborating on a Scream franchise ranking episode, which will be forthcoming in season 4, as well as other individual episodes. So stay tuned for that. My last thank you is to horror fan, John Carpenter fan, Facebook friend of the show, Ted, for jumping on with Dave and I to cover Prince of Darkness in season 3. That episode also was a huge delight and a big surprise. Ted had some great insight, some fantastic, witty, clever comments and commentary on the movie. If you missed that episode, go back and listen. It's a delight. And again, he's somebody that I've reached out to and definitely am looking forward to collaborating with again in the future and having him on for... I pretty much can say that for all of the people who have been kind enough to guest on the show with us. I would love any one of them to come back at any time. It's all been fun. It's nothing but joy and laughter here at the show. Otherwise, we wouldn't do it. And also, people passionate about the bad movies or the movies that they love. So just to wrap it up, I have to say, at the end of this, please listen to the tag with all of our socials and ways to get in touch with us here at the show. If you're interested in being on the show as a guest, or if you would like to have myself and Dave on your show as a guest, we are always looking to collaborate, always looking for guests and to be on other shows. So please reach out to us and let us know what you have in mind. Anybody who has already been on the show and I haven't reached out to you and you hear this, please feel free to reach out to me. Of course, I want to have you on again. It's been a blast. So I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. It's been an amazing 3 seasons here at Let's Talk Turkeys. I am so thankful and grateful to you, the listeners, because without you, we wouldn't even have a show. I mean, what would be the point? Honestly, right? So if you have any movies that you want us to cover on the show, please reach out and let me know. So with all of that said, thank you so much. Please stay with us. We're moving on into season 4. We're going to get as much content to you as we can. We appreciate you, and feel free also to, if you don't want to do the Patreon, if you don't want to subscribe to the Patreon, which is patreon.com/letstalkturkeys. We also have a coffee site, that's ko-fi, where you can donate to the show and buy our merchandise, which at the moment we just have little 3-inch square stickers of our little turkey logo guy. We're also going to be having a contest for naming our turkey, so watch for that on social media. That will be coming in season 4 as well. And on that note, we will see you all in season 4. Goodbye. Hey listeners, Movie Miss here, saying we know you have a lot of options when it comes to podcasts, so we want to thank you so much for listening to ours. Please make sure to find us on our socials and join us, be part of our bad movie conversations. We want to chat with you. We're on Facebook with an official page, as well as a Let's Talk Turkeys discussion group where you can talk with other like-minded individuals who like bad movies. We're on Instagram at Let's Talk Turkeys. Our Twitter handle is at Gobble Podcast. That's GOBBLEPODCAST. And of course, you can always email us direct. We would love to get suggestions from you of movies you would like us to cover. If you want to be a guest on the show, we would love that. So directly, that's Let's Talk Turkeys, all one word, at yahoo.com.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.